As health and wellness providers, we know that better patient outcomes require a whole person, multidisciplinary approach that we just can't provide on our own. That's why I've started the Wellness Center Creators Podcast. I'll be bringing you interviews with experts, tips, tricks, secrets, resources, systems, and solutions so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And creating your wellness center won't feel like starting over. Before we start today's episode, I'd love to highlight our show sponsor, Jane. Jane is a complete practice management software designed to help practitioners grow and manage their practices. They do this with helpful features like online booking, scheduling, billing, and charting. Whether you're working solo or in a large multidisciplinary practice, no-shows and late cancellations are something every practitioner faces. Jane offers several tools to help you prevent and manage those no-shows, including the ability to save a credit card on file and send out unlimited text and email reminders. Learn more about Jane's helpful features at jane.app. Listeners can also mention the podcast at the time of sign-up for a 1-month grace period applied to their new Jane account. Welcome back, everyone, to the Wellness Center Creators Podcast. I'm Kendall Hagenson, and I've got another solo episode for you today. I'd love to talk today about the transition when a provider leaves your team and how to say farewell to them in an email to your clients and audience in a way that supports the provider, but also the clinic. And this is a question, very specific question I got a while back, and I think it's an important one. So it's important to have a system in place at your practice for when someone leaves. When a team member resigns or leaves the practice, it can cause stress, obviously, for you as the owner. But if we're not careful, it can cause uneasiness in the rest of the team and fear or disappointment for current patients. So it's important to be prepared with a system because team members leaving is inevitable. So here's what I recommend. First, make a list of all the things that need to be done when an employee resigns. Some might call it an offboarding list. Some common steps for this would be getting an official letter of resignation with the last day of employment listed, scheduling an exit interview, making sure all patient notes are completed, returning all office equipment, removing that person's access to systems, and making a timeline for all of that to happen. Secondly, notify current patients or clients early and often about this change. It's appropriate in most situations to create a letter explaining the transition and to provide the client with 3 options of referral. For example, transition to another provider on your team, stay with their current provider if they are moving to another location, if this is applicable for you and your business, or receive a referral out into the community. Make sure to include all necessary contact information and the timeline for the change. And if at all possible, it's super important that the provider is part of that discussion with the client about those referrals and can explain the transition, face-to-face in person with them and the timeline. Lastly, once all current patients are aware and the provider or team member's last day is approaching, an email, newsletter, and social media posts are a nice touch to share a public thank you to that provider and wish them well. It then gives your community an opportunity to share their appreciations as well with that person. And most importantly, if at all possible, end on a positive note with the employee who is leaving. It's incredibly difficult to stay positive when we've invested in someone to join our team and they leave super unexpectedly. It can cause financial and energetic burden on the business, but even so, this is part of doing business. And as the owner and leader, we have to step back and try to look at all sides of the situation, have the best transition plan possible, and wish that person well. You will be remembered as the person who was understanding and kind, and that kindness and positivity will come back to you in the future. I guide coaching clients through sticky staff situations every day. So if you need some additional support, feel free to email me at kendall@wellnesscentercreators.com. We also have a coaching group starting in March, a virtual group, and an in-person 3-day wellness and coaching retreat coming up in May. So feel free to email about that or head over to the Wellness Center Creators website, www.wellnesscentercreators.com. Have a great day and happy creating. Thanks so much for listening to the Wellness Center Creators podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please visit our website at wellnesscentercreators.com for more show notes and additional episodes. By the way, I love hearing from listeners. Please send me an email at Kendall, Kendall, @wellnesscentercreators.com with your feedback. And if you send me a question, maybe I'll read it on the show, anonymously, of course. Thanks so much again for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Wellness Center Creators podcast.